Greetings. I hope this finds you safe and healthy. Today I'm going to be speaking about plastics, that miracle material that was developed a number of decades ago that we all thought was, Jesus, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And now we know that it's created a pretty serious doom and gloom for us because we've got plastics everywhere, including inside our bodies, because we're using it so often. Hi, I'm Tony Schifano, and I've been working at helping organizations around the world with their sustainability, particularly waste reduction initiatives, for the last 30 years. And some of these things that I'm going to share with you, I've shared and had the privilege of partnering with organizations like Yale and NYU and Columbia Presbyterian and Mount Sinai and University of Miami, just a big long list of 30 years. So some of these suggestions have already been proven, and some of the ideas are simple. And my goal here is to actually have you change. We're all waiting for these miracle technologies that are going to turn plastic into diamonds, and the wait's going to be quite long. Nothing is perfect, not wind, not solar, nothing. It's hard for us to get out of the coal addiction, and certainly our fuel and oil addiction is quite preposterous. But the idea of these talks is to help you change. For the last 9 or 10 months, I've been living full-time on Puerto Rico, helping the island with its cultural transformation around waste. You can imagine that island living is quite challenging. They have no place to put anything, and their landfill space is waning quite rapidly. So one huge answer is not to make waste, and that, of course, is a global sort of initiative for me. But the idea of plastic consumption down there really boiled to the surface for me. My wife and I would go to Costco, and we'd watch these SUVs lift their tailgates and look at the people just load cases upon cases of water bottles, plastic water bottles. And this whole thing about single-use plastic just really boiled to the surface for me. I cannot believe what we consume. A gallon of water in a plastic water bottle is about $8. Think about what you're paying for fuel right now. And the idea of drinking that water, which isn't particularly great tasting, but then you have this plastic bottle. A number of miles off the coast of Puerto Rico is a 40-acre floating plastic island. Not the only one in the world. I'm sure you've seen pictures of it. This is it's unacceptable for us. Spending time in Belize and other parts of the world, I've witnessed this plastic and trash, dumped by cruise ships and God knows who. I mean, how does 40 acres of plastic get into the Caribbean? I just don't know. I have some ideas, but I won't go public with those right now. But the idea here is for you to think about why you're carrying this plastic water bottle around and why you can't shift your behavior and the behavior of your loved ones to carry a water bottle, a reusable water bottle. The water out of your tap is probably way better than the water that you get in a water bottle, and you can reuse this bottle 100 times. We did some calculations, and for you to drink water out of a single-use plastic water bottle over a given year, you'd spend close to $1,260. When you could spend, I'll give you the high side, $35 on the best water bottle you can get, which will keep your water cold for days, but keep in mind you'll probably drink it before that, for $35. And you just keep reusing it. So my daughter went to school at this private school in Puerto Rico, the Robinson School, which I loved. And the first thing we talked about doing was eliminating single-use plastic out of the cafeteria. We met with the food service people and the food service providers. And I don't want Pepsi or Coca-Cola to get mad at me because they really like selling single-use plastic sodas, and this is America, so I can't stop them from doing that. I hope that they will fall in line and think of new ways of delivering their product. I have an idea. How about on a college campus, there's a dispenser. You remember the old dispensers. You take your cup and you push that little aluminum thing and your liquid comes out. Why not computerize this thing so that the college student can swipe their college card, and then a specific amount of that fluid would just dispense into their water bottle, or some bamboo-based compostable cup that we know will biodegrade somewhere in the future. There are solutions for those big companies, and while I love them and they do great things around food waste and food, this single-use plastic thing has got to be designed differently, and we've got to look at how we can change that over the next 5 years. Getting back to the Robinson School, so what we decided is that next September every student's going to get a water bottle and every teacher's going to get a water bottle, and we're not going to sell single-use plastic coming out of the cafeteria. We're going to redesign the water fountains and put new ones in that will dispense water into the water bottle that every student will have. Now, this is a minor miracle when it works, but the most important thing besides the plastic waste is the education of that child. That child now becomes indoctrinated to not leave their house without their water bottle. And if they feel like drinking iced tea in the middle of the day, well, mom sends them with a second water bottle full of iced tea. You don't have to go get the single-use plastic bottle full of iced tea. You can bring your own. And the idea of bringing food with you is a much better idea when it's in reusable containers. That could be plastic as long as you could wash it and renew it. We've got to stop using plastic the way we're using it today. It's really creating a pollution problem for us, and we're not going to find a solution for it. We can't wait for the technology. The answer is for you to change. So if you're a CEO of any company, you can't be walking around with a plastic water bottle. If you're a teacher, you can't be walking around with a plastic water bottle. If you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you're anybody, you cannot walk around with plastic water bottles anymore. Stop buying them. I'm going to tell you another quick story. You know, these kids, they like these little chip bags, right? Frito-Lays, whatever. There's these little tiny chip bags, and they buy them for a ridiculous amount of money, and inside is 29 chips, and they have to eat them. Well, what do you do with that stupid little bag when you ate all the chips? What do you do with it at home with that stupid little bag? In India, and you should look this up, all of the children in a given large city in India saved all the bags and mailed them back to like General Mills and the producer of these stupid little bags. I have an idea. I think that we should make a little bag so that when you're done eating all of the chips, you eat the bag. Probably not. Anyway, think about this plastic thing. Stop reaching for plastic bags in the supermarket to put your broccoli in. Buy some net bags that you can reuse. Stop taking the plastic bags at the markets. Bring your own bag. Stop buying single-use plastic water, iced tea. Think of another way of being that you could impact positively the world, the children. It's the most important thing we can be doing right now, post-pandemic. We got the pause button now, so think about another way of being. Until next time, stay safe and healthy.